former rugby player Ugo Monye has spoken about the difficulty athletes have in acknowledging both physical and mental pain. The Strictly star, 38, has teamed up with Boots UK for the second series of the health and well-being podcast Taboo Talk, where he discusses the topic of chronic pain with host Vogue Williams. In an exclusive interview with Express.co.uk, the Question of Sport panelist addressed why pain is such a taboo subject in the sporting world, and suggested that mental health problems are a lot harder for athletes to talk about. In July of last year, American gymnast Simone Biles made the decision to pull out of her final events at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. The four-time Olympic champion, 24, decided to withdraw on the basis that she had to focus on her mental health, explaining that she felt it would be dangerous for her to go on. Speaking about the strained relationship between mental health and sport, Ugo said, "I was talking to Vogue about, superhuman athletes like Simone Biles who everyone has put on a pedestal. And rightly so, she's the greatest gymnast the world has ever seen. But when she speaks about her mental struggles, all of a sudden, it just opens up a pathway which makes it easier for little old me to be able to do it. If this superhuman athlete has struggles, then I think it's okay for me to have struggles." At the time she decided to step down, Simone unpacked her reasoning behind withdrawing from her remaining Olympics events. "I have to focus on my mental health. I just think mental health is more prevalent in sports right now," she said. "We have to protect our minds and our bodies and not just go out and do what the world wants us to do. I don't trust myself as much anymore. Maybe it's getting older. There were a couple of days when everybody tweets you and you feel the weight of the world. We're not just athletes. We're people at the end of the day, and sometimes you just have to step back." Despite dealing with chronic back pain for years, Ugo still has a great amount of sympathy for those struggling with their mental health, as he believes those things are harder to talk about. "It's so much easier talking about physical pain and mental pain, I find it that way," he said. "I guess it's easier talking about things which are visible. If I had a broken leg, because it's visible, it's easy to talk about it because you can't hide from it. But it's easy to hide from your mental health. Those problems are often the things which can be quite isolating. They can manifest themselves in visible ways, but the root of the problem can be very invisible. And therefore, it can be quite hard for people to want to speak out, and I think there is a stigma attached to it," he admitted. During the interview, Ugo also discussed how men in particular struggle to open up about the pain they are experiencing. "I think as men, and especially sports people, you are almost disassociated with pain and are reluctant to do anything about it," he said. "Because, I guess, by taking an active stance and doing something, you're perhaps admitting there's something wrong and that there's a problem to be fixed." With that in mind, Ugo has joined the Boots Health and Wellbeing podcast Taboo Talk, where he has agreed to openly discuss his own personal issues with host Vogue Williams.